of all, I love that the base was in Ikorodu. I think that's my favorite thing about like the whole like Kini. Thank you all so much for joining us. Very excited to get to see all of you and talk about this book and see how you felt about it, and hopefully hope you come back for some more. I can see that sorry, what's your name again? Fola is finishing the book. Which honestly, like, I don't even fault you. So I read this book on New Year's Day, and I finished it on New Year's Day. That's how much I enjoyed the book. And I do want to know who has finished the book here. Siju has. Have you finished the book? Siju has finished the book. You have finished the book. Yewande, Michael. Oh, Michael didn't finish last week, so.
Speaking of characters, I think even the villain could have been made a lot more sympathetic. I think.
That was the first thing I said. Right?
Okay, so I was also going to say that in the original draft of this book, I don't know if I'm getting into very spoiler territory, but in the original draft of this book, you were supposed to get chapters where you would see things from the killer's perspective. But I think my editor thought that was giving away too much, because a lot of my earlier readers, my beta readers, my critic partners could guess that, before we even got to the end, this person had something to do with the game. Like they knew outrightly just from reading chapters from his perspective. So, writing a murder mystery, a police procedural, something that has a mystery element, you don't want to spoil it too much. You don't want to surprise your readers too much, but you also don't want to have them figure out who the killer is on page 50 when there are 300 pages to go.
But are we afraid of that? Personally, me as a reader, I'm not when I can figure out who is the cause of Kini, I'm not it hasn't taken the reading experience away from you.
I'll say that.
Am I the only one that is like that?
Yeah, not necessarily.
Yeah, if the journey is still fun, Well, I remember when they were in Ikorodu, in the base, and he came inside and they were like, oh, they found location, and I was like, hey!
What are you trying to do?
People that oh, I am here, and then she comes in straight. And she tells him oh, what are you doing here? And then we fade to black. Yeah. Because the actual vigilante hits him in the head.
Yeah.
I was see now.
I don't know. So even then, I never thought she was a bad guy. No. I never ever thought she was.
I think you're very trusting then.
So yeah.
At that point of the book, that's when I saw the black guy hit him on his head, and I paused the book. I said, where is this man?
Everybody paused. Yeah.
Throughout the night, I was thinking, oh yeah, this one should be the vigilante.
Yeah.
And the next day I got to the book and I opened and I saw it was the
brother. I was like,
oh.
Yeah. So now that made sense to me, because her being a bad guy, I thought it would have been too obvious. Just because she's uncooperative, she's being
she's sus.
Yeah.
It also felt like every time they got closer to more information about the vigilante, Bidemi was always inside there.
She did change.
There was one time that you also suggested that she was editing stuff on the evidence. She would delete stuff from the evidence. Everybody has gone. She deletes some part, make some editing, so that people will not suspect. They will not see a connection between her and the.
And she was also, I don't know if you got it from the book, but she was also trying to find the in before everybody finds it. So she was thinking of, is this thing, I don't know, but is this thing women do, I can change him. So she was
because she knew deep down it was him.
Yes, she knew after the second letter,
Yeah.
The second victim, she was so sure that this is my brother doing this. And so she was like, okay, maybe if I find him first, then I can, maybe protect him. This is someone I've not seen in years. This is someone I thought was dead. And then maybe if I find him before everybody else. Our motives are skewed. She is not a morally upright person.
Oh yeah. No, I can accept that. I never thought she was. I always thought she was clean, I always thought she was maybe the sort of person that politicians had used in the past. So I always thought she was the sort of person that has protected, would do whatever. She's not morally upright like WR, but that she's involved with the killer. I never got that. Yeah.
Bidemi is an headstrong character in of her own.
Really? That's how I aspire to. You see, I just like her own mindset. First of all, from everything that I saw, she was brought up in a loving home. Now, the one I realized...
A lovely rich home.
Yes, which is...
Stupid rich.
Yes.
By the way.
Yes, so she decides that, okay, she wants to be a journalist. From what I know that she's not a journalist, but
she's a journalist.
She's a journalist, right? Yeah, so she knows that because if you are if you're not brought up in affluence, you understand. Before you go and think of becoming a journalist, if they come for me now, do I have the probability of survival? Most people's answer are no. But she has. You understand?
I'm so sorry. So sorry, but most of the Nigerian journalists I know come from affluence.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's
Okay,
one of the
okay,
characteristics.
Okay,
of
I
being
get
being a journalist in Nigeria with your full chest. You understand?
True.
Because you know you have backing. That's one. Number two, and I like the fact that she in a way lives in her own world. You understand? They are attacking what's it called, people that from affluent homes that probably have done things. You know that probably your family is on the list. You just went to go and see your boyfriend to go and decorate it out. That's what concerns you. That's what concerns you in everything. And I said that I like this girl.
Yeah,
because she knows that whatever happens, I'm not going to die. So I just like, that's what I like. Because once she just knocked on your door, just like, oh, I came because I was like, if they are kidnapping people and burning them alive, that's not the first thing on my mind, you understand? But that, she even brought back.
It was like
it's so easy to be kidnapped in Lagos.
I swear, but and not even that one, it's like they are really attacking people in which you fall into characteristics, like you have kidnapped. And that's why like, wow.
Everything goes down in Ikorodu.
What's the truth?
No, because I didn't grow up in Ikorodu, but I told you I read this thing on New Year's. My roommate grew up in Ikorodu, and I went to his
Meanwhile,
house.
my friend that stays in Ikorodu was like, "That's bad trip." He said, "I'll cancel it if you."
Literally, that's what my roommate said.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just like, and literally like 4 days before I picked up the book to read, I went to Ogolonto.
Okay.
Because that's where he stays. And we dropped at the police station that you referenced.
Really?
So I was very happy. It was just like, oh, this is aligned.
Really?
Like when I saw it, what's the name? Is it Igbobi? Igbobo.
Yeah.
Igbobo police station. So I was really like feeling it. I was really feeling it. And I think you do really well in terms of, I think I just really love, whenever I see a place I can recognize, and I think it's like done justice, it makes me connect to the book more. So reading it and like transversion through Lagos made me really happy. Like I said, for me, I don't know why they're going from Marina to Ikorodu in less than 40 minutes.
Please.
I really don't know why.
Was it through car?
They were driving.
Yeah,
It's not BRT. They're not BRT lane. If you use the C. They were driving. They were on the road. He literally mentions Ikorodu Road. Like this radio. Sorry, no. I don't know why.
All right, can I speak to the setting?
Okay, sure.
I like when someone mentions, because a lot of the comments I've gotten about the book, which like gladdens my heart, is that the setting is really well done.
Yeah.
Because I knew that, okay, for this book I was writing something fantastical. Crime is kind of fantastical.
For sure.
The way they solve the crime is, you are like,
Yes.
this is not the way Nigerian police operate. But I wanted it to still be rooted in the Nigerian reality, and I knew that the best place to do it was with the setting. You know, Lagos is Lagos, and I wanted it to be the Lagos we know, or we know rather, the Lagos we know. So like getting street descriptions, locations, you know, I really got into details about the travel. If they are going somewhere, I don't want to say they went from A to B. We like see the route they took, the car chasing over the Olayinka Bridge, and all of that. So I was really particular about the setting of this book because I think one of the hardest things to write, to research, is not how to burn the body, it's not how to get rid of the body, it's not how to come the order. It's actually writing Lagos and fooling people into thinking that I know Lagos very well. Because people read this book and they tell me, oh, how do you know all of these places? How do you know that you don't go out? And I don't go out, I'm telling you. And I like talking about this. I don't know if I'm answering your question, but I like talking about this. The fact that when I wrote the car chase scene in my first draft, the one that takes place at TBS, the King's College Junction over the Olayinka Bridge. When I wrote that scene at first, and I submitted it to my editor was like, because when I wrote that scene, when I was writing this book, for me to get the geography of Lagos correctly, I was best friends with Google Maps and Google Earth. Like when I was writing that scene, I would go to Google Maps, I'll check, okay, we want to move from A to B. What route can I take? And I'll go to my docs and I'll continue typing. And so when I wrote that scene, I thought I did splendid. And this is why it's good to have like a good editor. I sent it to when I got a book deal, my editor read it, and she was like, this route you are writing is not existing. You said they went from A to B through this place. It's not, that route doesn't exist. Like that journey doesn't exist in real life. And so, essentially she did not say I should go down there. But I had to go down there physically.
I was going to ask.
Yeah,
that
literally,
you
that was
have
my
to
next question.
go there physically.
Oh, yes. So, writing, I like to say that and it was one of the exciting things I did for this book. It was tasking, but it was very exciting because writing can be very, it's a kind of mundane, boring, boring activity. You sit in front of a computer or a laptop every single day and just type up words, and that is just it. So the chance you get to do something like outside writing for writing is like, you take it every chance you get. So that's what I did. One Sunday I just woke up and carried my bag and I said, you know what, I went from school, I'm going to do research for my book. I'm just going to walk around Lagos today to write this scene because it was two scenes. There is, before the car chase scene, there is this one where the rooftop fight scene that starts, it also starts at TBS. Both of them are like consequences. One happened.
I really love that rooftop scene.
Well, one happened as a consequence of the other. So that rooftop fight scene where Tomiwa goes down and walks down from TBS and then goes up and then he chases the killer, and then the other one at night where they do the car chase scene. So my editor was like, you need to write this. For one of them, she was like, the route is non-existent. So I needed to correct that. So on one Sunday, I just carried my bag. I think it was in 2023 or 2024. I just carried my bag and told my brother I'm leaving to go and do research for my book, write that list up. So I went down to the island and I went to these places physically. I went to this place. I remember walking that route that I said Tomiwa went from TBS down the road, down to Campbell and all of that. I went that route. And the original plan, I went around like 3 o'clock, and my plan was to just see things, note things down, and just
PM.
Yes, 3 p.m., not 3 a.m. Please. Lagos is not that safe.
Yeah.
So my original plan was just to like.
What are you saying? On that song was very safe.
Please. My original plan was like note things down, just description of things, so I could like change, work on the chapter when I get up. Or I was like in the groove on the spot. So it was me just standing on the sidewalk at that junction, that King's College junction, that kind of information street where that car chase starts from, and me just writing what you are doing on that spot. So I did that, and it was kind of exciting to do that. And then I took another bus over the third mainland to go and see.
I actually liked the book. That's why I read it in 2 days before CTV. It was nice to be honest with everything that's going on. It was nice to read Nigeria, like see Nigeria in a book as a very structured place, like the police part. It was nice.
And zero traffic.
Yeah,
You're very passionate about that. Don't worry. In the next book,
I think that's why I liked the book. And permit me, but I liked the killer's method of killing. I really liked it. It was always that the killer was educated. I liked it.
Hello, get down.
because why are you farming a killer?
No, I actually liked that. Okay, the killer actually has sense. Like, so, let's give him his flowers. I liked that aspect. I suspected Bidemi right from the
Not
one.
give him his flowers.
No, we give him the flowers because it gave me joy. That's what it was.
This is so interesting.
I think that was the highlight for me. And Bidemi was suspicious from day one. So when the whole thing happened is it Korodu? I'm very bad with landmarks, but when the last scene, I was like, yes, finally, Bidemi. I was so happy. When I now found out it was a brother, see, all the hype I had just disappeared because I was rooting.
We were rooting for you. We were
That's
all
why I was
rooting for
rooting
you.
for her was because the way she was moving. Then I liked Dolapo because she was a slave.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, I liked Dolapo.
Nobody have said this.
I liked Dolapo because let me say the reason why I liked Dolapo.
Okay. Oh, the other fine
Yeah,
that did not know what she was doing
Bidemi's
as well.
teammate. Yes, I liked Dolapo because Dolapo did not send anybody. She would try to be a fine girl at
But she
all.
was badass. I remember
No,
when
she-
when
yes,
she
she
was.
had to
And-
like do the shooting.
Yes.
During someone was doubting. Hey.
She had that moment.
So yeah, I like
I can't
Dolapo
remember.
because she's literally the definition of never let them know your next
move.
literally.
True.
And I liked her for that.
Slay queen who can shoot a gun.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, I think those are my takes about the book. It was interesting. I liked it.
So one of my favorite authors is Tolkien, right? Tolkien.
Okay, alright.
And Tolkien is always famous for nobody's evil, nobody's good. He's all seen from a certain perspective. So it just felt like that was the whole point, right? The killer, his motivations, and the detective, how he was flawed. How I interpreted him, he was flawed, working for a flawed institution, this kind of situation. So it was just the moral ambiguity of it. It took me back to a Sauron, good or evil, right? When you were reading Lord of the Rings and all those, it just took me back to that kind of.
Yeah, you can't exactly say who is a good
Sorry?
person. And I'm saying, and you can't exactly say who is a good person.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because to be honest, I'm sure everybody here people hate Frodo and people hate Gollum, and that's kind of same kind of feelings you give while same kind of feelings you get while reading the book. Who is good, who is evil, right? So that's my opinion.
Oh, Sophia just came in.
Yeah.
Hi.
Thank you, Sophia. Oh my, I lost my voice, but I have some things to say. Not yet. I just finished this. But first thing is, I was really thinking that there was like some sort of conspiracy behind his mother's death. Like I don't know.
His mother's death?
Yeah, no, like his mom. Tomiwa.
Oh really?
Yes, for some strange reason, because she died by fire, and then all those people were dying by fire. We're being born. And then I was like, did the same person, like, I don't know.
Wait, I have a question. Like everyone, like, is it just me or
Yeah,
or did you like?
Yeah, I know.
Didn't
So
the
I
vigilantes family like didn't the house burn down?
No.
Exactly.
The house did not.
No, they don't. They just died. It was Tomiwa's mother's. It was Tomiwa's mom.
Because I've been thinking about. I know that like somebody's family died. That's why the vigilante has came. So
No.
sorry.
That's okay. So I was looking forward to, like, for some strange reason, I think I was just getting into a conspiracy theorist bag, and I was just thinking that maybe maybe, and maybe he didn't kill his mom. Oh, I mean, he didn't kill his mom, but maybe it actually had nothing to do with him at all, and maybe it was something that somebody actually did. I don't know why I thought that, but I think my key takeaway, very boring from the entire book, very boring, I promise you, but it's just how I think that so there's this thing I've been learning, right, which is emotional regulation. Again, very boring, but I think I'm getting there. I'm going to get there, but I think that a lot of times we feel certain emotions, right? I don't think that emotions or circumstance. I don't think. Let me just stick with emotions, right? I don't think that emotions are instructions. I think that at best they are like feedback or information that you should work on, right? And then there's this thing with regret, with certain circumstances in your life, and then just how you sort of, okay, so apart from emotional regulation, which is like, okay, I feel this emotion, I'm sitting with it, then comes what do you do with that emotion? And then there's two sides, there's Aziza and there's
I like that you call
Umar.
her Aziza. Nobody has ever done that.
So there's Aziza and then there's Umar, and there's it just really shows what two of them do.
What you do with the same
With the same situation, and that was just very interesting, because there's this boy who is angry at the world. They killed my father, they killed my entire family. I'm going to get back at them. And then there's his sister who is doing the exact opposite. And to be honest, I think that again, this might just be, maybe it's not just emotions. Jazz is like a whole thing. It's a whole situation.
Yeah.
But just tying it back to emotions, because that's where I'm at personally, is I feel a certain emotion.
Like you process things differently.
Exactly. And then I'm angry. No, I'm not. No, I'm not angry. I feel angry. I'm not angry. I'm not the emotion. I feel angry. And then, there's that sitting with you, and then there's what do you do with that anger? And then, that was just very interesting for me. That's why I said it's very boring, because it's just,
that's interesting.
it's just very interesting. And I really love the book. I really love the book. I just had to finish it. I started it last night, and I was like,
You started last night.
So you see, it's like I think
No, I know.
24 hours.
No, but I also think that's the thing about like the mystery genre. You want to know.
Exactly.
You want to know.
Like,
you want to know.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't
You kind
know.
of-
he spoke to Tomiwa in a way that to me suggested that do not elect Bidemi backstab you. Like there was a way
Yes.
in which he spoke to her, which sort of gave me the impression that was he backstabbed by this person.
Yeah, it was also mentioned in the
Oh,
book
okay,
that
it
she
was.
poisoned him towards their final exams.
Oh, sorry. Oh my God, she did.
Yeah, it really.
Sometimes, like, let's just again, Jibril is not the major culprit. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that there's some level of that in that as well. Then the father with his son as well, and then there's the stepmom who is not even related to him by blood, who had to be the one that was present when he was a child. Do you get, like, it talks about that time when before he eventually ran away, where it was his stepmom and Michael who made
That facilitated.
But I
that
have a
made
question
it
for the
easy for
entire
him.
group.
So like,
Do
listen,
you think a psychological disorder affects you getting up?
Do you understand and accept that patriarchy is not just men?
of course.
Okay.
Of course.
That
I
those
get
are two very different
I
things.
get it. Yeah, I get it. But my point is that patriarchy has its foot on all our necks.
Okay.
On all our necks. Everybody's feeling it.
So what
You're not crying. You are taking on responsibilities that you should ordinarily share. But you are taking it alone. So it has its foot on all our necks. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to sit here and cry about it? What are we going to do about it? Are you going to cry about the fact that they don't let you talk? What are you talking about? You cannot break down. Break down. Who is going to? They will arrest you. They will laugh at you. Break down. Talk about it. Do you get, like, get up. Like, get up. It feels like weaponized incompetence. Get up. It's tiring. I'm tired of reading about these men that cannot talk, that are suffering. They are suffering in silence.
I don't think that's how to deal with
Yeah.
going through.
Yeah.
Like saying get up. Like that's not.
Because
I don't think that fully.
Listen.
So I think
it's psychological.
I understand.
It's like
I think she's coming from a place of
It's like, yeah, she's not very place.
repeatedly like
Yes.
doing
And what about the
things for
ones
this
that don't
person.
repeat it? Do you understand
But
what I'm
that's
saying?
not-
What about
that's
the-
not
That's one
That's
thing.
not the context. The context here is repeatedly like going back.
Okay,
and-
so
That's
okay.
the context here, not the people that it's just one time and then you're asking them to get up. No, this one is
No,
like
I
continuously.
think from what I understand about that, it's not just that it's repeated. So she's also saying, also from that gender point of view, women usually now have to pick up the pieces. You are
Get up for themselves and get up for somebody else too.
exactly. So yes, so she's saying don't pick up your own shit, stop relying on the women, or stop, but yeah, I do understand.
Not really,
Stop
not even,
relying.
it's even less stop relying. It's just as an
Like,
individual.
just take agency.
Just get up. Let everybody stand up.
What are you going
stand
to
up.
say?
I think in general, women are we've been fighting for ourselves for so long before now. Like now it looks like it's better because like it's more on the internet. But generally, I think men are just trying to get the whole thing for them now, like in this century. And the thing with getting help is most people that go for therapy, even when you get therapy, they will ask you for your referral. Somebody always brings them. They don't. Most people don't.
Like wake up one day and
Wake
just
up and
decide
be-
to
Yeah,
go
this
So
for
somebody
it.
has to say, I don't think that this person is alright from my point of view, and the person has they also have their own statement to write, so they don't even admit you to therapy if you don't come with somebody.
Because
Yeah,
I think
like
we get
there's
No, that's not how it
Like,
works.
But
I was
there's a certain kind she's talking
There's
about.
this you don't. They ask you. So I'm a psychology student. When you do case history, the person brings you right, cause they want to hear from what that person is saying from their own
another
point of
perspective.
view. They ask you, and you can say what you want. They want to get another person's point of view. Then maybe your family members can write about it. So that's the thing. Like there's.
So you are
always
saying
a-
that as an individual, I cannot seek therapy.
No,
No,
you
you
can.
can.
You can.
Like
You
I cannot
can't,
She's
but
talking about
the cases are
like cognitive
Okay.
behavioral therapy.
the cases are not a lot. That most of the time people just wake up to grants.
And maybe that's what we need more of. We need people to actually
So
wake
that's
up
the thing.
and just
Awareness. Now
Awareness,
we need serious awareness. We're not
And
just
also,
there's also
like Sharon clarified. Obviously, this is coming from a place of like taking so much burden. But the truth is, and that is a story to share. But if we do keep on, if we bring it up as like get up. To be honest, let me tell you one thing. When I also study psychology and when I do psychosocial support, the first thing I tell the patient, first thing I tell the person that's coming is that if you look at yourself with shame, you will not be able to do the work that is needed, because to then look at yourself, right, you will be disgusted by what you see, and then you just close that up and go back to the habits that comfort you. And if people point that out through shaming you, right, they are just reaffirming what you already feel. So what I would say is that my advice for somebody who is taking on so much burden is extracting yourself from the situation.
No, of course, always.
Extracting yourself from the situation, because if we cannot communicate it in a different way other than the tiredness that we feel, which is then leading to shame, we're digging a hole for that person.
Okay, now don't get me wrong. This is not to shame. Like my get up is not to shame, but it gets to a point as an adult. You just have to take responsibility.
For sure. And that is
so it's not coming from a place of, you know what? Okay, so I also studied psychology at some point in school. So it's not coming from a place of just to let you know that I have some level of context more than like the layman. So it's not coming from a place of, you know what, you can't do shit. I don't think so. That's not what I think. Sometimes I think so. I'm going to be very honest. Sometimes I think that, oh my God, you can't do shit. Sometimes I think so. But this conversation is centering this book, right? Also, it is not to shame. In case there's anybody here who is like going through a lot, that kind of thing. I'm not shaming you.
No, one is saying that. I was going to continue on and talk about.
So I'm not coming from a place of shame, guys. Right? I do want you to take some level of responsibility. Not shaming anyone. Just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah. I think I'm better.
We can all have a better time.
Listen. You come from a place of self-awareness.
Okay, wait, let's pause a bit. Because somebody has wanted to ask a question. Okay. Yeah, so someone has asked.
You guys, do you know that this
world... asked a question.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yes.
Sorry, the question, people may feel triggered by this because it also revolves around this whole thing.
So trigger warning?
Yeah.
It's just that with regards to Tomiwa, like I said, I'm not trivializing what you went through. You understand? And I'm not saying I believe that everybody has a right to react the way they have to react to certain, nobody's reaction can be perfect, you understand? I'm just saying, for me, I'm just thinking out loud, like, you have the background of, if like Ishola, he came from an affluent background politically and everything. So if you take like a census of a lot of Nigerian youth, more than 50% of Nigerian youth were traumatized by their parents. Severely. You understand? So why didn't you just like accept your father back? You understand? You will be traumatized. You're traumatized, yes, but you are not quite different. You understand? So I believe that he would have gone further, unless like maybe we don't share the same goal, like he wanted to defend people in the police force. You understand? I just believe that he had resources. You understand? Resources as his family, his background, everything. He could have gone further in life. I'm just seeing it at the point of if there are trade-offs. You understand? You take your resources from your family and everything, and also you can. Also, because your father also feels bad that he has hurt you all this while, so he's going to support your dreams.
But his father did not show that he feels bad though. Like his father did not.
Hold on, there's a way that Nigerian parents think that it's right in their heads. You understand? They will not apologize.
Yeah.
But it's like the same way that your mother
his father supported him.
But he did not wait.
Both financially and connections.
What I'm trying to say is that the father supported him, but he did not know. I'm just saying that if he knew, you understand, that with his own consciousness, he would have drafted out a plan for a plan, a structure for his life. You understand? And then just okay, my father, like I have the resources. Just why couldn't he have just done that? You understand? Maybe in the course of that, he would still have met his girlfriend, probably, and both of them can have a happy. You understand? And go to therapy from there.
But I think
something about something about trauma.
This like I'm supposed to read for us.
Yes.
This thing happened to him as a child.
Yes.
Psychologically,
Yes.
he's still a child. Expecting him to deal exactly. And he went as an adult.
And also, he removed himself. So he's not even aware that, like, oh, he has resources to get better. Because he completely removed himself. So we're going to take Elo, finally.
Oh, I have one question to you then.
Okay.
Sharp.
Okay. So it's not like a question, but it's more like towards.
Please, let's listen.
Towards directed, not like directed to you, but in line with what you said, that you had the friend in school that you kept on checking on him, and so that he had an extra year, right? So I hope this doesn't go like outside of my family.
Yeah, please.
Okay,
I hope
so
this.
So for me, right, the first time I ever had experienced anything like anxiety or this, like, I didn't know what it was, right? And just like the way you're like, oh, you should talk to someone, right? The first person I ever spoke to about it was my elder sister. I told her what I was feeling, like I don't know what I was feeling, like voices in my head and that kind of stuff, right? And the response she gave me scarred me for life. She said, I'm a man, I should get up. What you said.
No, I'm not saying you're a man, get up.
Hold on.
Hello, guys.
Just to get up fast. Right?
Get your ass up.
Yes. So like, I'm a man, I should get up. I'm a man. I should do it. I'm a man. So from that time, that point, whatever it was, I just kept saying, I'm a man. I should do it. I'm a man. I should do it. Until like I would say, I don't know if it's called me crazy, but I think everybody has some sort of mental check or something, or is it alter ego? So I've been just kind of like moving with character, like I've just been switching until it got so bad this year that I didn't believe anything like I didn't believe in that shit at all. Until like it really got bad for me. I don't want to say things I did. But it got really bad, and I realized that I had to work on myself.
Something was wrong.
I realized I had to work on myself, and I spoke to my friend about it. Like, rather, she called me with like she called me, and I was like, "Yo, this thing is actually going to kill me if I continue this way." So, at some point, I noticed that whenever I was talking to her, she was feeling that weight of the burden, right? And I realized that I can't keep talking about it. I can't keep especially when I'm talking about this thing if I don't make a change. I wanted to be better, but I didn't know how to be better.
Well, you wanted to be better.
None of us really do.
Exactly.
So there was
but the point is
for
that
him.
but the point is that he wanted to be better.
So most people want to be better, but they don't know how to be better. They don't know
Nobody really wants to say
Nobody does. Nobody knows.
And I also want to quickly add that I just think that discomfort is the cost of community.
Yes.
Period. If you think that, what I'm saying essentially is that if you're someone's friend, it is not just sunshine and rainbow every time.
I saw a quote on that says, "Someone said, oh, when you tell your friend that you don't want to bother them, but by not telling them,
exactly, because they're worried about
it." Okay, but so let's have Siju
So my question is about earlier you talked about you did a lot of research.
Yes, a lot.
So I really hoped we could get into the technology and what they're using. So so for me personally, reading the book, initially it was like, this is all very unbelievable. Nigerian police.
It's almost
I was like,
exactly. But then the question came up. I was having a conversation with a few friends, And then the question came up, which was, so what exactly is the capability, or are there elite units within the Nigerian police force that are like highly capable, And then the discussion then was around how, so that also reminds me, there's this or your situation. People are being kidnapped all the time. Then some politicians' family got kidnapped, but then they caught. But then they caught the kidnappers just like that. So my question is around: are there truly like really capable forces, or did your research like reveal anything?
I think what I'll just say is that the Nigerian government can be capable when they want to be capable. It's a thing of do you want to do you want to do this thing? Do you want to do this thing? So I don't know if you are if you're a chronically online person like I am, there are cases of DSS going to carry people just because of a tweet.
Yes.
They did it for one northern influencer like that. A lot of people. So it takes technology to track someone, to get someone's address, and these are things they can find if you know where to look. If you have
and not just the government, just the rich influencers, like rich people
also do it.
Erisco, situation.
What's the Erisco situation?
A woman said that the tomato paste was not good. They found that like put her inside. Mind you, she was pregnant.
I only know the bond bread one.
I think
and the bond bread too. So it's really just like all these influential people.
Yes, you can be capable when you want to do it. So I think, like I said, my research showed that these are things we have. So the Pegasus, there's something called Pegasus spyware, which is basically a spyware that can like triangulate when you send when you put on your phone, it connects to 3 cell towers around you, like cell mast, and you can use that to like triangulate people's location. So these are like very basic technologies that you can use to track people. And I don't want to believe that we would have a government that has an entire security arm that does not know the basics of like trying to track people and trying to get information of people. I talked about in the book when they were trying to like get information on one of the culprits, they looked at the NIMS system because the government has a lot of data about us at their disposal. You have so many things about me. You know where I live. Basically, in one of your systems, if it's not your BVN, if it's not your NIN, if it's not your voter's card, you know where I live. You have address. You have all of these things, and then a lot of us, we are digital citizens too. We have digital footprint. If you look enough, I would have said, maybe I did not say where I lived online, but I would have said or bought something or did something that can be traced back. There's something called an IP address for a reason. You don't even need to say your address online. An IP address is like your digital address. So it's like when you look into it, it's like where you are browsing from, where you are using the internet.
Even your images and video have metadata.
Your transfers.
So all of those things are not rocket science. They are an expert should know where to look and get all of these things. So I would say that to some extent, I would say they do have these things. Like I said, my research revealed the ANPR, the spyware, because I know that when I was writing the book, I came across something like DSS uses the Pegasus spyware, which is like you can get data from like your phone. The spyware you can clone. Is a way of like cloning devices too. So they do have these things. I have seen that they said they do have these things, or they installed this thing here, or they bought this certain equipment. But I don't want to also. It's like somebody mentioned weaponizing competence. Like we are giving them too much credit. We like to think that Nigerian leaders are stupid. No, they are not stupid.
They work hard.
Yes, it's very deliberate. They
do. They think that the government officials are lazy, but they work. You can call the senator by 12 a.m. That man is working.
They
just have different priorities.
Exactly.
Like that. So it's not like you don't know that having power 24/7 is a good thing. They just don't care enough about.
So they actually don't.
Even if you wanted to.
If you wanted to, you would, that kind of thing. So a lot of things like that. I don't like to say that they don't know how to do it, or they don't have the like resources to do it, or they don't even have the the mindset to think that this is the way forward. It's just, I think they are very...
It's just not important.
Yes, yes, to them.
Very sad.
So, yeah, very, very sad. Very, very sad. Because...
Sorry.
No, let him round
I wanted to just round. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, but let him
this is... Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So I think that's it. It's just yes, like you said, I think there are special units of the Nigerian police force. There is, I can't remember the names right now, but while I was researching, there are like special units. There is the Nigerian equivalent of Interpol and cyber crimes division. On paper, I don't really know if these things like this departments really like exist or are very functional.
Again, I just wanted to say that in general, right? In general, we underestimate the power that a human being has to change their own life. That's first. Secondly, I wanted to feed into what you said about community, which is very, very important, like leaning on each other, whatever. Then the third thing I want to say is that a lot of what we are going through in this world is as a result of male trauma, right? I don't know if anybody watched the documentary, PDD documentary, and at some point I learned that he used to get beat up. Like he used to get beat up so bad, and his mom was very abusive, right?
So that's female trauma, right?
No, that's male trauma. Like the person that is inflicting it. Now I think that children are the most vulnerable member of the society. Both male and female. But what I'm saying is that because then boys grow up to be men, they have a lot of power. So a lot of what we're seeing in the society is we're suffering. A lot of us are like the world is suffering. We're in chaos. And a lot of it is because of male trauma and men not being able to like sit with it. I feel angry. This person disrespected me. This is how I feel. I'm going to sit with it. I'm not going to bomb a nation. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm going to sit with it. So I wanted to say that is why I seem so passionate about it. Not as a way to attack men, but just as a call to like, you guys, let's everybody work together here. Work with us, right? Ask the women around you, they are taking on a lot of emotional labor. So it's not something they are not doing. Like, it's not like they don't want to be in a community. It's not like they don't want to hear you out. But you have to also do something. So if anything is going to change, everybody has to be able to sit with these things, work through it, because the only way out is through. So we have to work through it. But weaponized incompetence is not going to get us anywhere. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not going to get us anywhere. So if we want to change the world as it is, because some of us, we all then grow up to do great things, make big decisions. We have to also confront these things and also just, realize that women are people as well. Thank you, guys.
I get you.
Thank you so much to everyone, returning members, new members who are returning members, the author who will be here for returning months, because they all like to run away. Yeah.
Don't zoom in.
Olayinka is going to be back again next week at our island branch. So if you feel like
I met one of your members. I think her name is Anire.
Anire.
Yes, I met her yesterday.